First of all, Kangna, I'd like to take you back to your childhood. Tell me about your story. What were your expectations growing up as a young girl in your family, in your village?
Well, the thing is, in India, it's a matter of fact that a girl child is seen as a liability, and probably the only expectation is that you grow up to be a presentable young woman who can get a decent spouse. That's not much of an expectation, but yeah.
So what were you like as a child?
Pain, I'd say. I wasn't a child that an Indian parent would like to have. I was quite rebellious. And I didn't see myself as I guess my family saw. I didn't see myself as a liability. I didn't see myself as someone who is, whose purpose of life is just to find a good enough husband who can take care of her. I saw myself as much more than that.
You said rebellious. What kind of things did you do as a child?
I think I was quite confident of myself, and I had a mind of my own. I liked the fact that my father had a lot of expectations from my brother, and I probably wanted to be that person who he could be proud of, and who could, who could be her own hero. So, yeah, that led to many incidences, including my running away from my house, I guess.
So what eventually pushed you to leaving home?
Like I said, that quest, that understanding of your own self, that confidence that you carry in yourself, that you're a lot more than people think you are, and you want to prove that, and you want to find yourself, and you want to be a lot more than you're believed that you are. So probably that quest.
It can't have been easy, though.
Yes, I've struggled for 10 years. Yeah, that's quite long.
Was there one particular incident that led to you leaving home? Your father was quite angry with you.
Yes, I think I left. I just refused to go to school, and I'm like, I can't do science. I don't want to be a doctor. And he's like, then what would you be? And I'm like, I don't know. So he's like, don't you think you should? I said, give me a year and I would find out. And he's like, I have no money to spend on these sort of hobbies of yours. And I'm like, sounds fair.
So you left home,
yes,
and you went to a big city like Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like when you first arrived there?
No fairy dream or story, nothing like that. It was quite harsh. And, I was nothing like I am today. I couldn't speak a word of English. And in England, people might be understanding of that, but in Bombay, they're not very forgiving. If you don't speak English, how do you expect to work in Hindi films? Well, that was an obstacle, I'd say.
You overcame that obstacle, but you overcame many obstacles because it wasn't easy to establish yourself. What did you want to do the minute that you arrived in Mumbai? Did you think, I want to be an actress? Or did you have to go through various stages like, modeling?
Oh, yes, various stages, various auditions. I ended up sleeping on the pavements, and I didn't have food to eat. And my father would call, he's like, so did you learn your lesson? I'm like, no, you better get ready to learn yours. So it took way too long, and I think for him to learn his lesson 10 years, he was like, okay, fine. But I think I finally made my point clear. But yes, it was just one of those ordinary struggling stories where you're, there's a string of incidences or accidents, one after the other, one worse than the other, and then you're like, am I in a bad dream, or it's just... so, yeah.
You're known for being very honest and very outspoken to the media. You're a great role model for the modern, independent Indian woman who goes against the traditional norms. How important is that for you?
Well, honestly, I really don't know how to be any other way. I mean, I find a lot of pride in being who I am, and that was the case from my childhood. Like I said, my parents saw me as someone else. They saw me as someone who was a liability, but that didn't change my understanding of my abilities and myself. And when I came to Mumbai, they saw me as this village woman who had a weird accent and weirder appearance, I guess. But I didn't see myself like that. I thought of myself a lot more than just, I am a lot more than my appearance or my age or my color or my hair. And that is how I saw myself, and it'll never change. And why would I want to hide that? I let that be there. You know, for people, sometimes they find it too much, sometimes they like it. I mean, that's just the way I am.
What are expectations for girls now compared to when you were growing up? And that wasn't a very long time ago, was it?
I think times have changed a little bit, not much. This generation isn't as bad as our generation, you know, when I was growing up. But I'd say in India, we have a lot of work to do, and we need a lot more role models which young women can follow and parents can follow, where they have people they would like to, you know, get inspired with their stories and their journeys. But definitely with literacy rate going higher, with the women actively participating in the progress of the nation, working and stepping out of the houses, things have changed, and there's a lot of confidence that has come in, but we're still nowhere close to the developed nations, for sure.
I think it's particularly worse in your industry because there is this perception that in the Bollywood film industry, women are taken for their looks rather than talent.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to admit it, but it is. I'll get bashed there. You know, she went there and she said that. But it is true that they do objectify women. Bollywood films do objectify women, and not all of them, some of them at least.
What is the future for female actresses? Are they going to be taken seriously?
They're going to be taken seriously. Well, I don't think we need anyone's approval about, you know, what we do as actresses. I feel it's a lot more important for women to accept themselves as opposed to others accepting them. You can't be hoping to get others' approval on what you do. When I work in a film, I'm not seeking anyone's approval, you know. So because they always start as, and I'm like, yeah, it is good, it's good. And they're like, yeah, it is good. So you got to be confident of who you are, you know, and you can't really always, because others' opinion of you will always shift. Their perspective will keep changing. Like I said, when I started out, they dismissed me like a nobody. And you know, today I am who I am because my understanding of myself never changed. So as women, we don't have to hope that we get our due. We need to get up and get it ourselves.